Attempting to do a smoked out blue look today, so let's see how it goes. So first I'm going to go in with a black, and I'm just going to go to the edge of my eye like this, and then go back, and then go along the edge of my lash line just to about halfway. Gonna do that again on the other side. Then I'm gonna try and make it about the same over here. One thing about hooded eyes, they are never hooded the same on each eye, which is like so irritating. But there's not much you can do about it. Just try and, you know, fix it up a little bit so they look about the same. So I think that's about the same. And then I'm going to go through and just push the color along. So I'm pushing the color along here just to about this point. And again, if you've never seen me before, I move my head because I have a disability in my hands. And so I'm not able to, you know, move my wrists and my fingers a lot. So that's why I do that. You would do it normally just by moving your hand. So I'm just gonna try and make it go out here a little bit. Doesn't matter if it's messy because we're going to be putting like another color in front of it. So that looks to be going a little bit more up than on the other side. The other side's going up a little bit more, so we're just gonna do that because one of my eyes is actually way more hooded than the other. So this one is way more hooded than this eye. So that's why it's hard sometimes to get them to be like exactly the same. And you see me using my finger to kind of make that shape because it doesn't want to make that shape over on the other side because the hood is different. So I'm just going to take my finger too and then do that. Now I know that a lot of the times when you see people doing these looks, they like just stop right here. But the problem is that when you have hooded eyes, that doesn't really work too well because that shimmer color that you're going to put in the middle, nobody's going to see that. If I put that right here, like when you look at me, you won't be able to see squat. And so that's why I go up a little bit higher. You won't even be able to see any color whatsoever. It'll just look like I have this smudged area on my eye and that's it. So I'm just going to go up a little bit here. And then I'm going to take like a little bit of a fluffier brush. This one was really pointed. This one, see how it's pointed like that, right? Very straight like. This one is a little bit fluffier. See how it's got that little fluff? So I'm going to fluff that out a little bit over here as well. Check. Okay. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to take the blue look that I want to use, the blue color, and I'm going to do that, tap it, and then I'm just going to go above that. Just put it here. And then again, I'm going to bring that color over here. And in fact, I think I'll put it a little bit higher because otherwise, like I said, you're not going to be able to see it. It's not going to look like I smoked out a darn thing. So I want to make it so that it's going just a little bit over where that hood is, over and above like my natural crease, which is right here. And the reason that I do that again is because if I don't, you won't be able to see anything. It won't look like I smoked out anything because you're not going to see like any color. There'll be no color there. Okay? So I'm going to go in that blue, and then I'm going to go over on this side and do the same thing. I'm going to go above where I put that black, which I think I'm going to have to do that black again because it's actually not very dark. So I'm just going to go up slightly over, see where my crease is right there. I'm going to go over that. So I've got some sort of color that's actually going to show, because again, it's not going to look like I smoked out anything because you're not going to be able to see any color. Go over here. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I get like the kind of smoked out look that I am looking for. That one still looks a little bit darker to me, so I'm trying to get them to be like as close as I possibly can, okay? Get that look going. So I still don't think that first one was dark enough. See how you can't really see the black? And maybe it's just because this black isn't black enough. So I don't know if you've ever had that, but like not all blacks are created equal, okay? So you'll go into some palettes and it'll be kind of like a gray black, and other ones will be like blackety blackety black. And this one doesn't seem to be blackety blackety black at all. It seems to be like sort of like a muted black color because I'm putting it on quite liberally and it's still not super dark. So I'm just gonna go over that black part, or where it's supposed to be black, and put that there. And also going to put it along here. Try to make it just a little bit darker so it looks like a little more smoke. Like, see how that's looking a little more smoky? Next time I will definitely choose a different black. This one is from the Metal palette from KVD Cosmetics, and it's really not that dark for me anyway. I don't find it to be all that dark. I would like it to be a little bit darker, but that's what I'm using now, so that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna try and just like smoke it out, bring it along that lash line, bring it out a little bit, smoke that baby out, because it just doesn't seem to want to do it. Sometimes you just gotta work with what you have. I'm gonna put that more along the line as well. Okay. Then I'm gonna take the fluffy brush that I had again where I used the blue, and I'm just gonna go through and I'm just going to just smudge that. Okay, I'm not going all the way over, just going around to about approximately the middle of the eye, like right here. Okay, just gonna go that. And I didn't put any more blue color in. I'm just using the blue that was already there and trying to smoke that out. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Now I'm going to add a little bit more blue because I wanted the blue to just show up a little bit more. Because usually it's like brown, you know, like black and brown. I just want to do a little bit something a little bit more exciting than that. So it's just on me. I've never done this one before, so we're gonna see what it turns out to be. That there, if you can see that. And again, I'm gonna go back again and put just a little bit more black there. I want it to look more smoky. This side seems to be okay, but this side not so much, so we're just gonna try and make them approximately the same, okay? I think I still want a little bit more black in this one, so put it here, this one here, and sometimes I have to do a little bit more fixing, like because of my hands, they don't go on exactly as I want, so you just do it until you feel comfortable with how you like that smoked out look. Okay. Again, it doesn't have to be that perfect because it's smoky, and then I'm stopping like right around here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a flattish brush. Let's see if I can find a one here. Concealer brush. Okay, just one moment. Gotta go find a brush. Now I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer. That's just going to go through here. So I'm using the color Ignite from that palette, and I'm just going to put a little bit of shimmer in there. And I'm going to bring it up as well. So it's like floating from that color. Just going to look with my eyes open and put it up to that same level as that color. And then I'm just going to this is just like a light kind of greeny blue shimmer. So just putting that in, bringing it slightly up so that again it's the same level as like what this is right here. Okay. And then there's also a little bit of a silver color called Tinsel in this palette. So I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to kind of pat it up. Just want to make this a little bit lighter. So just pat it in there twice, and then I'm just patting it on top of that blue that I have here, that bluey green. Then I'm taking a clean brush and I'm just gonna go across the top and just do like little light circles, just to kind of soften up the edges of the makeup there, because I don't want it to be like a distinct line. Okay, just gonna go here and just soften that up. And then I'm gonna go over here and do the same thing, just soften it up, just so it doesn't have like this really demarked line, and just melts a little bit better. So over here too, I find it's a little bit darker, more indentated than I want. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna slowly make little circles around there. To hold my hand, sorry. And then I'm done that, and then I'm just going to clean up my face and put on some foundation, and I'll be right back. So I've put my foundation on, a little bit of blush, and now I'm just going to go and do under the eye. So I'm just going to take a little bit of black on that pointed, thicker brush, and I'm just going to go under my eye right here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm just going to smoke it down a little bit. Again, I'm only going about to the middle of my eye. See, right there. That's as far as I'm going. Just going to bring her down. Same thing over on the other side. Just going to bring it down a little bit into the middle. face you make anytime you put anything underneath your eye. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of that blue, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Just going to smoke it out a little bit. I like to put a little bit of color there if I can, because having smaller eyes, it's already going to make them smaller, so that little bit of color just adds a little bit right there. Okay, just gonna smoke that down a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's a smoke out, so we want it to look a little bit like messy, sort of like, you know, it just kind of came down, which is great if your eyes happen to do that anyway, because this is the look. It's going to be perfect. Go like this, and then I'm going to take the fluffier brush. Just gonna add a little bit more to that. I'm just gonna do it like really lightly, but it is gonna make it look like the color has gone down more. Just kind of smokety smoke. Like that. Then I'm going to take my liquid liner, and I'm going to go in the corner just right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go here and just make a little bit of a point. Some people can make it pointy. I have this little ridge right here, and I find it really difficult to make that perfect point because my eye just doesn't want to do it, because there's like a ledge right there. If you see what I mean, like right here, there's a thicker area there, and so it just makes like a little ledge, and like my point, if I try to do it, doesn't really work out that great. So I go inside this way, and this way, and see if that makes more of a point. So I go on the inside and go this way. For me, that's just how it works. I know a lot of people can go just like straight on this way, but it doesn't work for me that way because of that little ledge that I have there. So I go like this, and that makes more of a pointed look. And then I'm just going to put my mascara. And again, I have to do it differently, so I have to put it on the bottom of my lashes and then just shimmy and then put my head down. If you're doing it with able hands, what you want to do is you want to shimmer and then you want to roll it up. But I can't do that because it'll hurt a lot. So this is the way I'm doing it. It's the best way that I know yet to do it without hurting myself. So you would shimmy and then you would roll up with your wrists, right? Like you're rolling a pin. I just can't do that. And it'll make your lashes look long and go up. Shimmy and then roll up. I shimmy and just go down because I can't do that roll up, okay? This is as close as I can get. And then you do the same thing down at the bottom as well. And then again, the beautiful mascara base. And then you put on your choice of lipstick. I'm going to put a neutral one, which I just dropped. So this is Dominatrix. It's from the Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And it's just a brown color. And I'm just gonna put that along my lip. And it's gonna look really dark at first, but I'm gonna fix it so it's not so dark. So this is not that easy for me to do either. It's hard to get those lines, and I can't hold the lipstick properly, so again, everything takes practice. Like, I get better with time. I figure out ways for myself to do it. You know, it was originally really difficult for me to do the eyeshadows as well, so you know, you just gotta figure out ways that work for you. And that's with everybody. You don't necessarily have to have an injury. Sometimes, you know, people are doing things, but the method that they use isn't necessarily the best for you. So sometimes you need to, you know, do some alterations to make it easy for you to do it. And so what I'm going to do, I know this is like super 80s, you guys. I'm just going to put, like, actually I'll do it on my finger, and then I'm just going to dab a couple bits of like a neutral, for me, colored concealer. For me, this is the Sephora Best Skin Ever P. And I'm just going to smush my lip sealer. And then I'm just going to go in here and just pat it in. And it's going to make a different color. So the color, as you can see, is different than it was originally. It's a lot lighter. And then I'm going to take this gloss. It's from a Revlon, I do believe. It is Revlon Color Stay. And it is number 260. And then I'm just going to put that here. You know, right here. And that's a lot lighter color than it was before. And this is the look for today. I hope you guys like it, and I hope that you're having a